We're all exposed to a little bit of radiation from the soil, the air, the food we eat, and the water we drink.
So one of the examples of a type of food that has a relatively large amount of radiation are Brazil nuts. 100 grams of Brazil nuts expose a person to about 0.01 millisievert of radiation.
That's the unit we use to measure radiation.
But that doesn't mean you should stop eating Brazil nuts.
Because even though that radiation level is something we can measure, it probably isn't going to cause you any harm. That's because while ionizing radiation can damage the genetic material inside our cells, our body also has ways to cope with that and to repair that kind of damage. So in the long run, we don't see many effects. In the UK, we're all exposed to around about 2.7 millisievert of radiation each year from different sources. And that comes not just from our environment, but also from additional things that we might get exposed to. For example, when we get on a plane and we fly somewhere, we get exposed to extra radiation from space. And if we have medical procedures such as X-rays and CT scans, we can also get exposed to extra radiation. Obviously, although that's extra radiation, sometimes this kind of procedure is necessary, particularly in medicine, because there'll be benefits to getting a diagnosis using a CT scan, for example, and then the benefits can outweigh the harms of the little bit of radiation that's being used. A different story is high levels of radiation, which people could get exposed to, for example, if they work in a nuclear facility and there's an accident, like what happened in Chernobyl. So they were exposed to really high levels of radiation, and those did have consequences. But for most of us, actually, the radiation we're exposed to as part of our day-to-day lives won't cause us any harm in the long run.